Good morning. I'm Westchester County Executive George Latimer, and we're here for a very positive moment, a recognition of a program that is working with the help of the federal government, the business community, and of course our involvement with our Workforce Investment Board. And so today is an opportunity to talk about something that we hope will continue to be an asset as we grow our economic efforts here in Westchester County, and because of the work that we're doing regionally in Putnam County as well. Our individuals who are with us today, and I'm going to introduce some who are going to be speaking in just a second, but we're joined by a number of different people from our executive team here in Westchester County. I see our Commissioner for Department of Social Services, Kevin McGuire, has joined us. Of course, Catherine Chaffee, our Director of Communications, who's always on the job, and her team is here. Our Chief of Staff, Andrew Ferris, is trying to hide in the hallway, but he's still here. Susan Spear from our intergovernmental team that's involved in this, and as I pick up quickly, we may have other individuals that I'll introduce as I go along. The first person I'd like to introduce is Tom Kleiner. Tom had graciously agreed to come on with this administration to head our Workforce Investment Board, and he'll tell you a little bit about what we're doing. And then we're going to celebrate our guest here, Maribel, and we will also hear from our wonderful Congresswoman Nita Lowey, and then representatives from a couple of other entities. But first, Tom Kleiner. Tom?
Thank you, County Executive. This is truly a celebration of collaboration between government, business, academia, and we're going to celebrate a few milestones here today. So for those of you who may not be familiar with the Jobs Waiting program, it's a $9.8 million federal United States Department of Labor grant that was originally procured by the Westchester Putnam Workforce Development Board. And there are several people from the Westchester Putnam Development Board who are here, including David Singer, our chair, and we appreciate all of their efforts to bring us to this place. The program is administered by the Workforce Development Board in partnership with 6 other Workforce Development Boards in the Hudson Valley region, and collaborating now with the Westchester County Association. And Jason Chapin is our erstwhile project manager, doing a great job. And he works, and we do, with job coaches and job developers throughout the region, many of whom are here in the audience with us today. And the primary goal is to retrain long-term unemployed individuals in Westchester and the Hudson Valley region for skilled, in-demand healthcare jobs. And there is much to celebrate. You'll hear about a particular moment of celebration in a moment. But the program originally was meant to attract 425 individuals to training, and 463 have actually participated. And collectively, they attended one of 21 6-week boot camps to get them ready for the job market. And a number of those have gone on to industry-specific training, and we'll have more to say about that. I did want to recognize Dr. Belinda Miles, the head of Westchester Community College, one of our academic partners, and others from the college. ENT and Allergy Associates you'll hear from. WestMed is here, St. John's Riverside Church, Crystal Run. We have a lot of business partners and a lot of collaborators, and we're thankful for all of them, and we're thankful for the county executive for allowing us to share this special moment with us today. Thank you.
Now, as Tom indicated, this is a significant milestone. This is the 300th person that has actually been placed in a job, and this is in the healthcare industry. And I think, and Bill Mooney, who's going to speak in a couple of minutes, who is the head of the Westchester County Association, has highlighted that the healthcare industry is one of those key industries in Westchester County that is driving employment. It is an industry that is reaching that which is happening in the demographic changes of our society as those of us of the baby boom generation age, and the treatment for those who need health care is a growing area of professional involvement, and that is what we're very happy about for today. Maribel Valencia-Barajas and her employer are with us here today. Maribel attended a boot camp in Westchester, completed a 5-month 900-hour medical assistant training program at the Westchester County School for Dental Assistants, and she was hired as a medical assistant, medical records specialist at Westchester Neurological Consultants. And what this program does for a person like Maribel, who has a drive and a determination to have a better life, it closes the skills gap. The ability was there, but the skills that were needed in order for her to be hired in a very particular job was what this program was able to do, to make that bridge to the individual who's talented and at the same time needs specific training in order to be qualified. So I think I have something here for you, Maribel. Please come up and accept this as the official 300th hire in the Jobs Waiting Program. Congratulations on your success. Please share this record.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. And I am part of this program. Let's see. Thank you to Jennifer Garcia and Westchester Neurological Consultants for the opportunity. I'm learning so much on the job and enjoying this new challenge. I went right to work after high school. I lived with my parents, but still wasn't able to save money, enough money for college. Over the years, I worked for the Census Bureau, for an insurance company, and in a variety of retail positions. I also married and had my first child. While I was at home, I started to want more of a profession, but didn't know where to start. I found out about Jobs Waiting through a cousin. 4 members of my family are actually in the program, which is great. I have a big family. So I signed up, and it was very life-changing. I developed tools I didn't have before, a professional resume, a LinkedIn profile, and an elevated pitch. And thought though it was a little scary at first, I participated in mock interviews in front of Jobs Waiting classmates. I learned how to put myself out there. I gained confidence. And Jobs Waiting helped me pay for my medical assistant training for 900 hours. I earned my credential and was hired. I'd especially like to thank my career coach, Fawn Fisher, and my job developer for their support. Now I'm thinking more about my future. I'd love to take classes in health management and someday manage a busy doctor's office. And I'd like to thank Jobs Waiting. And I think I'll do this now.
We're very happy, Maribel, that you have this success story, and we're happy that this program had the opportunity to make that happen. This program has valuable incentives for businesses to participate, money to hire and train our graduates to date, and my understanding is we've dispersed over $2 million to various employers as part of this program. There are still funds that are out there. I guess this is the part where I'm supposed to look at the camera for people who are still out there. There's still money available for those companies who want to be a part of this. This gives you the opportunity to hire somebody with the proper training that can contribute positively to your business. This is not make work. This is, as Maribel just described, a process where she was able to gain skills and now provide value to the organization that she's now going to be a part of and hopefully will advance. The money doesn't grow on trees, and in fact, it's harder to get every day. But we have been blessed for the last 30 years to have a woman representing us in the United States Congress. I was very happy to be part of her original effort all those years ago when we were much younger. But she's proven to be a tremendous advocate for Westchester County, for Putnam and Rockland counties. And we're just so happy that she's here to talk a little bit about her work with this program. And we hope that she's going to have an opportunity to do even more for us in the future. Congresswoman Nita Lowey.
Well, this is an exciting place to be with you, George, at the helm. We have worked together for so many years. It's all becoming to you. No. No. I must say, I'm really thrilled to be here with County Executive George Latimer, Bill Mooney and Amy Allen of the Westchester County Association, who have been for so long strong leaders in our business community, and the staff and students of the Workforce Academy who made this initiative such a success. I really was pleased to be able to assist in securing the $9.8 million the U.S. Department of Labor grant that helped fund the Hudson Valley Workforce Academy. And I've watched in awe as Jobs Waiting has trained hundreds of individuals with skills to match open jobs in our local healthcare and information technology workforce. A quality education, and thank you, Dr. Miles, where they are, and training are really key ingredients of a strong workforce. But we must also create a talent pool that connects job seekers and employers. The Jobs Waiting program does exactly that by ensuring that job seekers have the soft and hard skills that employers want and need. I am so thrilled by your success, particularly that more than 300 job seekers have been employed by more than 200 employers throughout the region. That deserves an applause. What a great job. What a significant achievement. And this grant is a great example of what can be accomplished when the public and private sectors collaborate. Our ability to lead on our commitment to investing in and building up a 21st century workforce of highly skilled individuals across growing industry sectors, training individuals to fill these jobs right here in the Hudson Valley is exactly the type of smart federal investment that our nation should be making. As ranking member on the House Appropriations Committee, I'm going to continue to ensure that Westchester and other Hudson Valley communities receive the resources they need to boost job growth, spur innovation, and grow their economies. And as you celebrate the 300th placement, whew, that deserves applause. 300th placement. I really look forward to more milestones and celebrations with Job Waiting and working with all of you on this important initiative. And now it's my pleasure to introduce someone who played a major role in this grant. I remember, Bill, when you came to me of the Westchester County Association about how many open positions healthcare employers in our area had. I remember we were sitting around the table, and I couldn't believe it. I mean, they were talking, someone was talking 5,000 jobs. Some people were talking numbers bigger than that, and I kept saying to myself and you, well, what are we doing about it? This doesn't make sense. There are jobs out there that need to be filled. And I really was shocked that we didn't have anything like the Jobs Waiting program to train people who want to work. You see, not everyone understands that in Washington. Most people want to work. They don't want to hand out, they want to hand up. And what this job training program does is provide skills to people who really want to work and matches them with the jobs that are out there. Bill and the WCA have been staunch advocates for the healthcare sector in our region. I cannot think of a better organization to lead this terrific program. And I love coming to these celebrations because too often you get out there, people say, why aren't you doing this? And why aren't you doing that? And people really don't want to work. This is an example of people who want to work getting the skills after they get the education at Westchester Community College. So I am thrilled to be introducing Bill Mooney, who is President and CEO of the Westchester County Association.
Wow, is she the best or what? And if we could take Nita, Congresswoman Lowey, and my friend George Latimer, and kind of take pieces of them, bottle it, and sprinkle it throughout the county, wouldn't it be a wonderful place? It'd be fabulous. And for all the great, and for all the wonderful things you do. I'm just amazed at what is taking place through this whole program. We've had so many partners through this whole thing. I look at Mike McCarthy back there, and what a great job from the workplace in Connecticut. They helped us through this whole program. It's been something that it's been a wow. I'm not going to talk long because I got a bit of a medical issue right now. And I can't hear and I can't read anymore because of my eye, so I'm in real trouble. I'm only kidding. And HRG, of course, I look at Robert and what a wonderful job he's done. I was saying to President Miles a few minutes ago, I was CEO of a bank. I ran a lot of Chase Manhattan Bank and things like that. This is by far the best program I've ever been involved with in my entire life. And the reason is pretty simple. You work with somebody, Congresswoman Lowey and George and his team, Tom Kleiner, his team, and all the other people. You collaborate and you have to organize something that's fairly dramatic and hard to do. But at the end of the day, anybody can do that. What's really important about this, you're affecting lives of people. You're affecting families of people. 300 people now can sit back and say they have a job when they didn't have a job. I went to a lot of these meetings. I went to the graduations. It was so emotional. People hugging each other, crying, and saying, wow, I finally landed. If I don't have a job, I'm willing to go forward and try. I will continue to try and work and do what I have to do. That's a wow. When you go home at night and you can say you helped 300 people get jobs. And by the way, Amy Allen, who was a wow in this whole thing, and Jason, of course, as well. So you kind of get the picture. I don't want to say too much more. Nita picked up on this thing like you wouldn't believe. Within an hour, she kept saying, what the hell's going on here? I don't get this. All these jobs open and we're not filling jobs? We got to do something. We got to do something. She's banging the table. We got to do something. We got to do something. When I do that, nobody pays attention. When she when she does it, a lot of people pay attention. So let's bottle the county executive, the federal government, sprinkle it amongst ourselves, and make a better place. So I'm going to introduce Amy to pick up on some of the details of this, if you don't mind. And I can't thank everybody in this audience enough about what we did and accomplished there.
Thank you. So Bill gave a lot of the passion about this program that all of us who are involved in it share. I'm just going to give you just a few statistics. We being Jobs Waiting, we're one of 23 ready-to-work grantees that the U.S. Department of Labor funded, and we're among the most successful. In fact, more than 150 of our participants earned a healthcare credential, whether it was a medical assistant, as you heard, or healthcare analytics, or nursing. They all earned credentials, and that's more than any other grantee in the whole country. So that's something to celebrate for everybody. I know Bill referenced our friend Mike McCarthy from the workplace is here. All of the 463 participants who went through the program, they had to go through a very rigorous 6-week literal boot camp, job readiness boot camp, and it's thanks to the program that was started in the workplace that so many of them, as Bill alluded to, they came out of those boot camps and they felt hopeful for the first time in a long time for a lot of them. Then in celebrating this 300th hire in Westchester, we need to acknowledge the success of all of our team members, career coaches, job developers, and the other support specialists who facilitated the training and hiring of these 300 long-term unemployed. I know Bill referenced HRG, but I'd especially like to thank them for leading our job development and job matching efforts. Thank you, Robert and Michael and Laura and Walter. And I'd also like to thank all of the job developers and career coaches who are here with us today. So maybe they could for a second just stand up and be recognized because they were so important to this program. Thank you. So as you've heard, we have made a difference in the lives of participants and in the lives of their families. We also like to think we've made a difference in the healthcare sector. They now have a new pipeline of talent, and many of them, as you heard from the county executive, have benefited from the incentives offered by Jobs Waiting, and they're still out there. And as Congresswoman Lowey noted, when business and government collaborate for the good of the community, the results are usually pretty great. So working with many of the hospitals and other healthcare providers over the years, we know how important it is for them to have good talent and to be fully staffed. And as you've heard, Jobs Waiting has become an important partner and a resource to many, many employers, over 200, and I'd like to thank all of them. I'd like to give special thanks to Mary DeFreitas, the Chief Human Resource Officer from Crystal Run. Mary's here with us today. Crystal Run has become a very important partner in Orange County and actually for the whole program. So Mary, thank you for your work on behalf of Jobs Waiting. And by the way, Crystal Run has hired 12 employees from Jobs Waiting program, including the most recent employee, Evelina Nowak, who's also here with us today. So give them a round of applause. Crystal Run is tied for the number of hires from our program with ENT and Allergy Associates. ENT's CEO, Bob Glazer, who sits on our board, and Eric Seidel, the Director of Human Resources, have been partners to Jobs Waiting from day one. And actually, when I said that to Eric, he said, actually, even before day one, because he and Joe DiCarlo, working at the Workforce Development Board as the healthcare sector managers, they were instrumental in putting the grant together. They've also hired 12 of our graduates, including Lisa Douglas, who has earned 3 pay increases and 2 promotions since being hired by ENT. Well done, Lisa, and congratulations. So it's now my pleasure to turn it over to Eric Seidel, the Director of Human Resources at ENT and Allergy Associates, to give you the employer's perspective.
Thank you, Amy. It's a pleasure and a privilege to be here on behalf of ENT and Allergy Associates, our CEO, Bob Glazer, and in some small way representing all 200 of the employers who have benefited from hiring Jobs Waiting graduates. There's a lot of talk about how there are now more open jobs than people to fill them. It's a very tight labor market, and we are definitely kept busy at ENT and Allergy Associates trying to fill positions for a company with almost 1,200 employees spread out across 43 clinical locations in the region. When I first heard about Jobs Waiting, as Amy just mentioned, it just made sense. It made sense as a win-win-win for everybody involved. And I went to our CEO, Bob Glazer, and I said, we need to be a part of this, and he agreed, and we were. We brought Lisa in actually as our first Jobs Waiting hire, and I believe one of the first, if not the first, Jobs Waiting hires. And as you've heard, she's been a great success story for the program and for us. Jobs Waiting has saved us time and effort in our recruiting because the candidates are professional, polished, motivated, and vetted before they even come to our interview doors. I love that the program gives truly qualified candidates the opportunity to show potential employers like us the value they can add, removing that stigma that often comes from a gap on the resume. To me, that's one of the most important things that this program offers. It all goes a long way, and again, Lisa is a perfect example of somebody who should not be judged by that gap on her resume, but rather by the skills and the qualities that she brings to a potential employer, and we thank her for her work for us. In addition, as this poster shows and as you've heard, there are true financial incentives available for employers. We've saved money by having a more efficient process, but we also have received dollar-for-dollar reimbursement on job training costs through the program. Tens of thousands of dollars have come back to us in exchange for on-the-job training that we have provided for Jobs Waiting graduates. That money, as I understand, is still available, so if you haven't yet had the opportunity, please take it. We've been involved since day one. It's something I'm immensely proud of, and I know our organization is immensely proud of. And I have to say to other employers in the region, this is again an example of a public-private partnership that truly works. And again, if you haven't been involved yet, please take the opportunity to do so. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Eric, and also to Bill and to Amy, the outstanding role that the County Association has played in putting together the private sector and the public sector is absolutely essential. These things wouldn't happen if it wasn't for your leadership and your hard work with the WCA, and of course Congresswoman Lowey being able to get the money from the federal government to bridge the gap that's needed in order to make sure that both the employers and the employees can make this thing work. So we're going to open it up to any questions. I'm going to refer to Tom Kleiner and the other people here to answer any specific questions that members of the press have. And then after that's finished, if they want to interview any individual who's here, including Dr. Belinda Miles, Westchester Community College president. We also have Joan McDonald, who is with us here. She's just outside the hallway. Our director of operations, and anybody that I've missed an introduction. Any of them are available for your one-on-one interviews if you like. But we'll take any general questions from anyone in the press that has them. If we're good, you can head off to lunch. Thank you very much for taking the time to come. And again, to all of our guests, thank you for your role in this wonderful